Please put your hands together for Abe Hannigan.
So we're seriously gonna sit here the whole time and not talk about the kid with the ginger afro? That's what you're telling me? That's what we're saying? He looks like what I make in video games when I'm high. You know what? I'm sorry. Who am I to talk? This is what letting yourself go at 19 looks like. You know what I mean? It's eerily similar to child who molests adults. If that rings a bell. I don't know. I'm going to address the elephant in the room, which is the dad bod. You know, I've got a wicked dad bod. I refer to it as a father figure. It's the one thing I lacked growing up and now can't seem to shake. So now we call this father figure Dennis, after my stepfather. So, yeah, you know, why would I call him dad, though? I wouldn't call him a dad. It's not dad bod, because it's not my dad. Why would I call him dad? No matter how many soccer games we go to, no matter how many personal bonding moments we have, it's not my dad. He's never going to be my dad. So as I was saying, my parents got divorced when I was young, but old enough for it to be my fault. You know what I mean? You know? Let me ask you fine folks something. At what age do you think living in your parents' basement starts to get less cool? You know what I mean? 24? 24? Yeah, well, like, when you're in your 20s, you know, you meet someone or you live in your parents' basement, the parents are cool, they let it be the hangout, you know, they let you smoke pot down there. If they're really cool, they let you do blow, you know what I mean? But then you meet someone in their 30s who lives in their parents' basement, and that all changes. You know, you'll call them an acquaintance, and you'll throw the air quotes around it every time. And then you meet someone in their 40s who lives in their parents' basement, all you're saying is, dude, why does it still smell like flattened Mountain Dew and dried semen? And why is your 7-year-old son down here playing Xbox? Come on, Dennis. Yeah, I do have a 7-year-old brother. It's weird doing the whole older brother thing. It's the only time you can casually hang out with a 7-year-old, you know what I mean? Isn't that true though? It's the only time you can hang out with a 7-year-old and have it not be weird. Especially when you look like I do. It's especially the only time you can invite one into your bedroom to play video games too, without there being serious repercussions, you know? I'm a huge nerd, I'll be honest. I was studying recently with a friend of mine, and the civil rights movement came up, which is a very important topic in our nation's history, you know? And I was quizzing him, and I asked him, I said, what was the name of the first group of black children allowed in a white school in the 60s? What were they called? Now, does anyone in this history class know the answer? Anyone? The Little Rock Nine. This motherfucker said the Jackson 5! How does that happen? And I asked him. I said, all right, then who wrote the 1969 chart-topping single, I Want You Back? Yeah, I did a little bit of research for that joke, it's okay. And he said, without missing a goddamn beat, the Little Rock Nine. He flipped the two. And upon further analysis, I learned he thinks the Jackson 5, or the Little Rock 9, was Michael Jackson's high school boy band. And the Jackson 5 was comprised of MLK, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Cesar Chavez for some reason, and Fred Hampton of the Black Panther Party. Yeah, as I mentioned before, I do smoke pot. I do toke the reefer. I hope those cops don't indict me. And it's fun, you know? Like, I smoke pot in the city a lot, because you can make everything a game, you know what I mean? When you're stoned. Like, there's this one game I like to play, super easy. Play it all by your lonesome. All you have to do, smoke a joint, get on the nearest subway, see how fucking paranoid you get. You know? See what happens. Like, my favorite thing about this game are the things you can't control. You know what I mean? Like the New York City subway system. And of course, within that, all the various bums, crackheads, miscreants, and ne'er-do-wells on the New York City subway system. And so, I was on the one train downtown the other day when I stumbled across what I think might have been the crackhead Christ himself. At least to my high ass anyway. You know, he appeared to me seated, muttering some cracked out nonsense. And then he looked me right in my beady little eyes. And then he looked away, and we came to the mutual understanding that he was in fact about to address the group. So he broke the eye contact, and away he went. Sorry to intrude! Now all I'm thinking is, okay, we have a very articulate crackhead on our hands, you know? But then he follows up his apology with his hook for the argument, which is interesting in a literary sense. I know I look like the hip young English substitute teacher. We won't get into that. But he follows it up with, my husband has been killed. Okay, you got me. By a bear? I'm sorry. What? By a bear? In Midtown? Are you kidding me, man? We're about a stop away from where I have to get off the train. His vibe has changed completely. From one of a plea for help to anger at the world. So much so that when I heard him utter the phrase, "You white motherfuckers don't care about a gay biracial widower," I had to get off the train and stop early. In short, folks, I lost my own game. Thank you, my name is Abe Hannigan.